Hello everyone. So I recently started this channel. It's Alien Kalian Tarot. I'm very new here, so I will tell you exactly how this works. So I have 3 decks here, and basically you pick the one that resonates the most with you. This is pile 1, 2, and pile 3. So I'm going to give you some time to stare at the decks and visualize just which deck is speaking to you overall. I will give you about 30 seconds to do so, and then I will begin the reading. Okay, pile number 1. You have chosen the Larimar stone. This particular stone is definitely, it helps release emotional blockages. It also helps you connect to deep emotional healing, as well as breaking down emotional walls. And overall, this is definitely a good stone for people who experience panic attacks, phobias, and stress-related inducing events in their life. This stone definitely tells me that you are a very sensitive person, but also a very happy and positive person when you're feeling your best. Overall, this stone is definitely a stone that helps with confidence, so perhaps lately you've been lacking in confidence. You also might be struggling with communication. So we will get into your tarot cards and see what we got. So we have the Page of Wands, we have the Temperance card reversed, and we have the Queen of Wands. So starting off with the Page of Wands, this particular card is telling me that you are thinking about taking risks that you're not quite sure about doing, whether it be like work related or in your personal life. You're thinking about leaving your comfort zone to do something that makes you happier. I think this is a card about taking your creativity and your new ideas and making them into something that supports you. For some reason I'm getting financially, but this also could just be you want something new in your life and you're a little bit nervous about it, but you're not quite sure. You're feeling like you aren't sure if you should start now or wait. I definitely think that if you are trying to save money right now, it's a really good idea to do that. I also think that if you don't take the risk, you're going to regret it, and you need to stop being afraid of failure overall. and be okay with leaving your comfort zone. So with this Temperance card right here, I'm getting the idea that although you're afraid to start this new endeavor, you also are just kind of spending your money however you feel like. You're overindulging. You should probably take a step back, and if you're going to buy something, overall, is it worth it, or should you be saving your money? I think that it's a little risky for you right now to be spending money basically however you want to. It can be pretty harmful for you in the long run. You also are kind of allowing yourself to be reckless. I think that overall, if you get to the root cause of why you're spending the money instead of just spending it, you'll have a better outcome in the future. I'm also getting an impatience related to a relationship, which may be your significant other or a friendship that's making you insecure. I think that person also may be indulging in the same activities as you are, or they might be the one that is kind of swaying you into the ways of, spending all your money on alcohol, shopping, partying, or just overindulging together. I think that may be setting you back as well. Back to this card, the communication. It's definitely a good idea if you are in a relationship that is a little reckless to talk to the other person and see if you can resolve some of those issues. So, looking at the Queen of Wands card, this card to me shows a very fiery person. I think that you just have a lot of energy. You don't quite know what to do with it. And although you kind of come off like you're confident to the world, internally you don't feel that confidence. I think that once you kind of dig deep down within yourself and work on the things that make you feel insecure, that confidence on the outside is only going to get better. And obviously on the inside as well. So, overall, I think this really is a pretty good card. This also could be a card of, like, you meeting someone new in your life. It doesn't mean necessarily a partner, but a friend. Somebody that'll help you maybe become a little bit more confident in yourself. I'm definitely getting the energy that either you are a fire sign or the people close to you are fire signs. So, Aries, Leo, Sag. This is a very, fiery, passionate, and energetic set of cards. I'm not really getting anything overall negative here other than you being negative to yourself internally. I think if you work on your emotional healing internally, you will notice a huge difference in your life. I'm also getting that you are extremely hyper independent. You hate relying on other people. But right now, I think that you should rely on other people, at least emotionally. You know, you need people who you can communicate with, talk to about your feelings, and you don't seem like the kind of person that normally talks a lot about your feelings. Because you just want to come off as this super confident person. I'd like to get into your oracle cards and see what we get there. I have a couple cards. One is by Earth Wisdom Oracle, and then I'm going to draw the Animal Oracle card. Alright. So we have Transformation. It's a pretty cool looking card. It's very pretty. So these cards are pretty cool actually, because I've always found them to be extremely accurate. So the flower in this card is, I'm looking at the book here, it says mullein. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that entirely correct, but mullein apparently brings awareness and light to consciousness and understanding of one's higher purpose. The crystal associated with this card is amethyst. So perhaps in your life right now, if you want to make this transformation, you should carry around an amethyst. This card is definitely about changing habit in your life. It says, sometimes a change of habit is enough. Other times, only a complete transformation will do. It is time to gain a fuller understanding of your soul's purpose, and that will require transformation, a rearranging of your world view and practices. Reach for and embrace the highest vision of yourself. The affirmation for this card, oh, I'm sorry, apologize, my mic, is, I seek transformation, I have a higher vision for myself, and move toward it. Step by step, I release my old self and embrace who I am becoming. So perhaps it's something that you might want to tell yourself in the mirror every day, you know, just to help you in your journey. Now, onto the super fun part, which is the animal. You got the turtle. Super cute. Okay, so this turtle represents someone who is very grounded. You don't particularly love change. You like to be able to predict things around you, but also you're a very giving and caring person. You have a lot of, basically just a lot of love to give, but you also don't always take care of yourself the way that you should. And you're also not speaking kindly to yourself the way that you should. This turtle is also someone who enjoys traveling, and happiness really for you is traveling, going on adventures, maybe going hiking or sightseeing. You just have a lot of fun when you're out and about. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're extremely extroverted. I think that you're actually more introverted. But in order for you to be happy, you need to get up off the couch and go outside and do something that you enjoy. Or hobbies as well. You might really be into plants or collecting things of all different things. So when the turtle is in balance, that you will feel more peaceful, adventurous, and productive. When you're out of balance, everything just slows down and you don't really want to do anything. But to bring it into balance, you need to continue going on your adventures. So I'm getting the idea, especially with the financial aspect of like you just love spending money. Look into ways, if you want to go on a vacation on a budget. You know, maybe just go for a hike instead of getting a hotel for 3 nights. I don't think you need as much as you think you need. In fact, I think it's only hindering you if you go a little over the top. But since you're probably a fire sign, or your significant other is a fire sign, you absolutely love spending money. Like, I'm getting the idea that you kind of base a lot of your life around your finances, which is a good thing because, like, you can save a lot of money as well, but if you spend a lot of money, you can't really save it. So, overall, I think this is you got a lot going for you in a positive way. But if you want to improve your life, definitely start saving money. I want to draw one more card that's like kind of the ending to this reading. But it's the Power Thought cards by Louise. And these cards are really cool because it's just kind of like the icing on the cake too. An inspiration or something that you need to hear right now. I'm going to draw one of these cards and let you know what it is. Alright, so I got my healing. Oh, what's that say? My healing is already in progress. I guess it says process, but for some reason I feel like this should say progress. It says my willingness to forgive begins my healing process. I allow the love from my own heart to wash through me, cleansing and healing every part of my body. I know that I'm worthy of healing. So, this card to me just says, you are more than worthy of having anything you want in life. You just need to start working on internal healing. Because externally, you show the world that your life is perfect. You want other people to think that your life is perfect. But internally, you don't quite feel that way. And unfortunately, as humans, we really know how to beat ourselves up. I think that if you start being a little bit more emotional with people around you and a little more heartfelt, it'll definitely improve your life. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading, but I am now going to get on to doing Pile 2's readings. Thank you so much. Alright, pile number 2. So you picked the Mahogany Obsidian Crystal. This crystal right here is resilience. You are extremely emotionally resilient. You've either gone through enough to make you that way, or you just are the kind of person that has a very hard shell on the outside. Not necessarily on the inside, but I'm getting the idea that you are pretty much a very hard person to read. You don't want to let people in. You also were incredibly not sure if you wanted to pick this deck or not, actually. I'm getting the idea that you're particularly not fond of actually anything psychic related. I don't know why I got that, but that's exactly what I got. This stone is a really good protection stone from negative energies. It's also a really good stone for grounding, and a really good earthy stone. It's also a really good stone for overcoming fears and challenges in life. Alright, so we're going to get into your tarot cards here. So we have Knight of Cups reversed, the Chariot reversed, and the Moon card. Okay, so right off the bat with the Knight of Cups, even though it's reversed, I'm getting the idea that you're insanely charming, or like insanely attractive to other people. I'm also getting that you are either very interested in someone or someone is very interested in you if you're not already in a relationship. You could also be in a relationship, and this really is just a card, I don't know, presenting itself to me as your person as just absolutely adores you and absolutely loves you. I think though, with it being reversed, it's possible that I don't want to say that this person's will hurt you. You might hurt yourself, though, in the process of wanting this person. Like, usually this card can be like a deception, and if it's reversed, but for me, I'm getting the fact that you're deceiving yourself. Like, you might be seeing this person as like the best person in the world, but you're not, you're more like daydreaming about them, I guess. You're not really getting to know them as a person. I don't know why that came to me, but either way, you're going to be confronting the situation pretty immediately. I think you deeply love this person. But it might be a little gosh, I'm getting a lot of mixed signals for this card. It just seems very chaotic energy to me. I can't really tell if this person's like, if you're obsessed with this person or this person's obsessed with you. But you guys don't really know each other, like, as well as I think you know each other. And that might be what causes problems down the road. But I guess take that into perspective, that before you feel that you absolutely love someone or are obsessed with someone, make sure you get to know them first. Because, since you're the kind of person that's like very strong, resilient, I think you're going to come out of this situation pretty decently either way. but just to kind of make sure you don't get hurt or, you know, the other person doesn't get hurt. Make sure that you truly look into the bigger picture of, like, who that person is. So, now that I don't know, I've kind of looked at this card a little bit more. The Knight of Cups reversed usually represents a very, very charming person. Possibly narcissistic. I think that it's possible that it could even be you. I don't mean that in a very overly negative way, but I think maybe in a lot of your relationships you've kind of charmed the person into liking you without them really getting to know the deeper version of yourself. So, I mean, that I'm getting for some people, but other people, I'm not quite sure that's the reason for this card. But obviously, this is a reading for multiple people, so I'm going to pick up on multiple different things. We'll get into the Chariot card next and see what that one's all about. Okay, for this Chariot card, I'm getting the fact that people around you are incredibly needy and require your attention maybe a little bit more than you're willing to give them. I think that it is okay in this situation to be a little selfish, but make sure you're not being aggressive about it. I'm picking up on you've done a lot for other people, but it's kind of your time. Your time to take control of the situation. And, you know, if people are being needy, you don't have to assist them in every situation, but make sure to still, you know, be kind about how you communicate with other people. You also need to take it a little bit slow and not be, like, forceful about how you communicate with people. As far as, like, if you have any, like, goals that you're trying to achieve, I definitely would, like, approach them with more of a patient kind of vibe. It's definitely a card that is kind of a reminder to pace yourself in life. You don't have to rush through everything. I'm also getting, for some people, that you have a bit of a negative approach to new things. You're not exactly somebody that likes to be rushed into new things. You definitely don't want to close yourself off to the unexpected experiences in life, but also you need to be aware that closing yourself off too much is never going to be healthy. And unfortunately in life we have to go through, you know, the negative to get to the good in life. So as far as this Moon card, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because you also need to be very cautious about who you I'm getting the idea that, like, you might have, like, some family members that kind of made you the way that you are, which, in theory, makes it hard for you to trust people, which maybe that's more of what I'm getting, is being very cautious in trusting people. But also, you need to follow your intuition. Your intuition honestly leads you in a way better direction than some people would think that it would. I think for someone that is super resilient, you're actually feeling incredibly insecure and unstable right now. I think that you're definitely feeling a little aggressive lately, or just not like yourself. I actually want to draw one more card for you to get a little bit of a better idea for clarification. So I actually drew a couple cards that came out to me. I got the 10 of Swords. So this card to me is telling me that this is stemming from family, particularly. Unfortunately, I think this card might represent some kind of loss, but more of like a loss of a relationship. Like once you start healing yourself, you might lose someone. Unfortunately, it might be a difficult time for you for healing and overall rebuilding your trust within yourself. Somebody's unfortunately betrayed you or may betray you. But this will also give you a time to heal and rebuild yourself. I also drew the Queen of Pentacles. So this really honestly represents to me that you will overcome. You will overcome all of this. So with this Queen of Pentacles, I'm getting you need to seriously treat yourself. Doesn't have to be financially, but just do things that'll help you take care of yourself. Whether that be, for some reason I'm getting fishing trip. I don't know why. It might be someone in particular that really likes fishing. I'm also getting spa treatments, camping. I don't know why. I keep getting a very nature vibe from this reading. I think that you have the finances to do this. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but I'm getting that you're the frugal type of person. You really deserve it. I really feel like you deserve to take care of yourself and treat yourself to some nice things in life. I think that other people have taken a lot from you, and it's kind of your time to turn around and take care of yourself and feel more secure in your life. I want to get into your lovely oracle cards. I've got Relief. Relief. Okay, yeah, this is a really good sign, because through all the pain and hardships you might be going through, you are going to feel so much better. So much better when you let this go. Whether it be letting go of a negative person in your life or somebody that's harming you. I really want to look in the book to see what it says. Okay, so this card says, "You've been carrying a heavy load for too long now. The overwhelming sense of responsibility has grown all out of proportions to the reality of the situation. Relief is at hand. All you have to do is reach out and grasp it. But in order to do that, you must release what you are clutching onto. You must let it go. You don't need to carry any more. Your quote is, "I have carried the burden for long enough. It's time to let it go. I release the burden to the divine and accept the relief that comes as I let go. I let myself rest." Yes, you need to seriously take care of yourself and rest and recover and do things that help heal you, because I'm really getting like you need to be selfish like right now. Not forever. Like you're not a selfish person. That's the thing, is I'm not getting that you're selfish at all, but that's what's hurting you, is you need to be selfish. You need to take care of yourself, because all you ever do is take care of other people. I want to draw your animal card. Got the crocodile. He's pretty cool. Weirdly enough, I actually drew him the other day. Alright, so the crocodile is a animal all about resting, once again, resting and collecting your energy and cooling off. The crocodile reminds us to step back from the external world and turn inward. Now is not the time for decisions, action, or discussion. You must wait in life. This doesn't mean lying around hoping that life's challenges will disappear. The crocodile is much smarter than that. It means intentionally withdrawing, gathering our awareness, observing, and building the energy. Fill up the vital reserves so your next move comes from a place of wisdom and power. Okay, so perhaps this means for you that if there is some kind of relationship that you're trying to end, it might not be the right time, but you'll know when that time comes, when it's right for you. When the crocodile is in balance, you feel wise, patient, and like a silent powerhouse. When out of balance, feels stuck or lashes out, coming from like more of an aggressive perspective. And to bring into balance, you must rest and overall just take care of yourself a little bit better than you have been. So, let's see here. I know earlier I said the Knight of Cups, okay. So, when I was talking about the Knight of Cups being you possibly being a manipulative person, I think you might pretend that you are, but definitely you might be like a little bit of a cocky person, but you don't give yourself enough credit, because you also you take care of everyone, which is why you need to start taking care of yourself. I hope that you enjoyed this reading and it resonated a bit with you. I am gonna move on now to pile number 3. My apologies. I completely forgot to draw pile number 2's inspiration card, so I'm going to do that first before I get to pile number 3. Alright, so let's see what we got here for your inspiration. Okay, so I got the point of power is always in the present moment. The past is over and done and has no power over me. I can begin to be free in this moment. Today's thoughts create my own future. I am in charge. I now take my own power back. I am safe and I am free. It's pretty awesome, guys. I think if you could take anything from that reading, it should be that it's definitely time to take care of yourself and free yourself from negativity. Alright, pile number 3. You have chosen the Flower Agate. Just super pretty. I love this crystal. My sister actually brought this back for me, I believe from like a vacation. I don't know, it's such a pretty stone. I love it. So cool. So this stone is a really good symbol of renewal, renewing things in your life, growing, moving on, promoting more of a grounded aspect to your life. It is a stone that inspires you to be more confident, encourages creativity, and helps you pursue dreams. It's a really good manifestation stone. It's also a very calm and like relaxing stone. It's definitely got that like super meditation, chill, relaxing kind of vibe. Let's get into your tarot cards. Got the 10 of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, which this first card here is reversed, 7 of Cups upright, and then we have the Lovers reversed. I basically am going by the way that the camera is set, because to me that's how these cards are meant to be read. So we'll start out with this 10 of Pentacles. So this is a really good card for financial stability and material like issues. It's also a really good family, friends. You have a lot of healthy relationships in your life. I think you kind of feel like you have it all right now. You've definitely been very privileged, I feel like. I'm getting privileged for some reason, but like you're also like a humble person. You don't take that for granted. And privilege can mean multiple things. It doesn't have to mean money. Like, this to me is very privileged in your relationships in life. This is also a card that shows deep commitment. Perhaps you're in a relationship, or if you're not in a relationship, you desire a very deep commitment, or somebody that will be all in 100%. This card also could be like you're thinking about buying a house or maybe a business or something that can give you a little bit more financial success. This card also to me shows that you have a few relationships that are a little tough, but I don't think they're coming from your family. I think they're coming from someone close to you's family, or perhaps like your significant other's family members. It's definitely, if you're looking to get into business with family as well, I'm also getting that that's actually a really good idea for you. I think you're just overall actually pretty happy with your life. I think you feel like you have it all when it comes to this card in particular. I'm also getting for some people that this might be a little bit of the opposite for you. I think that you're still like a successful person, like as far as when it comes to your family and relationships, but although like this one's reversed, which usually in the upright position is a little more like happy. I think that you're gonna overcome something when it comes to your financial goals and overall stability. You also might be the kind of person that has a lot of debt and a lot of financial problems that in the end you will overcome those issues. I think as long as you put goals ahead in your life, you shouldn't have too many issues. The Seven of Cups really represents you've got a lot of choices ahead of you. A lot of opportunity. I just see those cups as like each one of those being something new for you. Definitely don't want to take on too much though, because you want to be able to at least like manage your life. You know, you don't want to live in some la la dream world and take on too many things at once, but or else you might become pretty overwhelmed. I think rather than fantasizing about all the things you can have or do, you know, focus on like one goal at a time. I'm getting the idea that you just have like a lot of projects that you want to do, but you're not really sure where to start. I also think you might be like ignoring some things in your life. You might even be ignoring like a spiritual gift actually that you might have. For some reason I'm picking up on you don't quite know what to believe in, but you actually are a very, very intuitive person. It's like when you meet someone and you like immediately know whether they're like a decent person or a bad person. Or you'll pick up on how that person's feeling, which in turn makes you confused about how you feel. I think you're very overwhelmed about lots of choices. I do want to draw actually one more card to get clarification for this particular card. I have drawn the Empress. So I believe this Empress card is a upright for you. So this card can mean a lot of different things. I'm getting new mother vibes, or perhaps you want to have a family, but you aren't quite sure at that place in your life where you can have your family. It's definitely like a very positive card when it comes to being creative, opening yourself up to being more nurturing to other people. Obviously, you could be a man or a woman watching this reading, but these cards mean different things for different people. So it could be all about nurturing or wanting kids, having kids. You just aren't quite sure if that's possible for you right now, but that's what you want. I guess that might also be like one of your things that's stressing you out for all these different decisions you have. Maybe you're getting pressure from your family as well. It's definitely a card where you should be like embracing more of a soft, comforting side of yourself. I also got the 10 of Cups. I felt like compelled to draw another card. So this is a really good card too. This card is all about culminating your dreams, especially when it comes to, you know, family, and love. It's definitely a sense that, like, you will be satisfied. I think you're going to be really satisfied with your decisions, especially down the road. I'm also randomly getting the idea of there might be someone that particularly, for some reason, isn't fond of a relationship that you're going to be in, but it's not going to affect you negatively. I think that there's just someone else that isn't particularly fond of you. You guys being together. It could even be like a family member, but also, weirdly enough, could be a child. Actually, there might be a kid, a child involved that is not so sure about your future decision. So it's interesting because you also got the Lovers reversed, which could mean that you make a decision that, like, you want to make sure you don't make a decision that you regret as far as relationships. It can definitely indicate that, like, you have a great intimate life with your lover, but you have a lot of fear and trust issues when it comes to that particular person as well, which can definitely interfere in some negative, thoughts and feelings. I think overall, like, a physical connection is never enough. Like, you need to also have a good mental connection with that person, which is not impossible, but I think this is more of like a warning sign that, make sure that you don't only think of the intimate side of a relationship. I'm going to draw one more card to emphasize this one. Okay, so I got the Two of Wands. Okay, so this to me is, you might actually have a desire for multiple people. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to act on it, but that might be causing problems for you in the future. I think that it can also mean that you have a few different decisions when it comes to that person, whether you feel that it's worth it or not to be with that person. I think you're fearing the unknown, the uncertainty of how this could go out. I also think that one of these people is very controlling. I think you need to reassess the entire situation and release the fear that you have. Make sure you communicate your feelings. Make sure you're not holding back. Not being afraid of change and the fear of the unknown. I feel compelled to draw at least one more card, which I know that I haven't drawn this many cards for the other readings, but for some reason this one in particularly feels very strongly like a relationship. Let's draw a card to see like what you should do in the future. Okay, so I got the Six of Swords. Okay, so this card immediately, you need to leave some kind of unstable situation for a more peaceful, stable place in life. I think this is a card about letting go of old patterns, old attachments, moving forward, letting go of the negativity, realizing that you can have positive people in your life and you don't need to hold on to these negative people. It's definitely signifying change. You're going to be going through an intense amount of stress, but in the end, I think it's definitely going to be worth it for you. I also got, let's look at these oracle cards I got. Grace. Let's look in the book to see what she's got to say. Okay, so Grace encourages self-acceptance. It says to carry around kunzite. It's a crystal. This crystal encourages miracles and love. It says we can be our own worst critics. Berating yourself separates you from the divine grace, which is a gift freely given to all. To receive grace and divine love, you must accept yourself and realize you are worthy of a healthy love. See yourself through the eyes of grace. You, after all, carry a spark of the divine in your heart. I am a child of the divine. I honor and value myself. I know that I am worthy of love and grace from the divine and from others, including myself. Okay, this really is definitely a clarification of some kind of romance. Or you need to love yourself. You need to love yourself first. You definitely need to take care of yourself a little bit better. You got the shark. Alright, let's see what the shark is all about. Alright, so the shark says, exposure, revealing true nature and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This shark indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes over us when we're hesitant to be honest with ourselves, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending like nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. When in balance, the shark is intriguing, captivating, and mysterious. When out of balance, sneaky and destructive. You need to bring into balance, honesty. So this reading really is all about being honest with yourself, being honest with other people, how you feel. If you're in a relationship that is causing you a lot of trouble, you definitely need to be honest with yourself, and why that is. It doesn't necessarily mean that, it can mean multiple things as far as what you should do, but at the end of the day, you need to just be honest with yourself about how you feel, and it'll take you to a much better place in life. I really appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch my video. Hopefully in the future, I'll be even better at what I do, and I'm learning every day. I hope you all have a great day or a great evening. Thank you so much. Bye.